What kind of political candidate do you want to represent you? Well, you're going to get to decide real soon. As a matter of fact, on August 26th is the Republican primary. Jimmy Patronis has served 8 years, and he's term limiting out. 4 Republicans are vying for your vote, and you're going to get a chance to meet all of them right here. And tonight, we're going to talk to Tho Bishop, a candidate for House District 6. Pull up a chair and join us. There's an election coming up soon, House District 6 in the state of Florida. Jimmy Patronis has had that seat for 8 years, and he's term limiting out. You've got 4 Republican candidates and a primary election coming up quickly, and that'll be on August 26th. Now, the way it works is you can vote early 8 days in advance. And I'm going to recommend a website for you because we live in a place where the supervisor of elections, Mark Anderson, does a great job. If you go to bayvotes.org, you can find out exactly where to go vote on that primary election. You can find out if you're registered, what you need to do. It is so easy to do at bayvotes.org. And tonight, we've got Tho Bishop with us. Tho, thanks for joining us.
Oh, I was glad to be here, Burnie.
Tell all of us, why are you running for House District 6?
Well, I'm running because I believe we're living in important times. And I believe that now, perhaps more than ever, we need leadership on the state level that believes in individual liberty, limited government, and the Constitution. Mm-hmm. And that's the sort of passion that pushes me and the values that I want to bring to Tallahassee.
And where are you from?
I'm from here, Bay County, born and raised. Grew up on the beach side. I went to Patronis, Surfside, Arnold High School. Grew up doing a number of jobs here in Bay County. Started out as working in a coffee shop on Back Beach Road. Did henna tattoos out during spring break.
Tattoos?
Henna tattoos.
Tho knows tattoos.
Huh? Working minimum wage, working my way up. And I actually went on to manage both those jobs. Later with Rocky Shore Coffee. I worked with Gulf Asphalt during the BP oil spill. Worked 7 days a week, 12-hour days. Hard hat, steel-toed boots. Worked from Destin all the way over to Carabel on a variety of jobs. Out in the water with the boats, pulling up the oil boom. Doing detox work out on the beaches themselves. Doing decontamination work with the equipment. And in 2011, I went up to Washington, D.C.
And that's when I met you. Yes. I met you in 2011, the day you went to Washington, D.C. And what did you do there for almost 3 years?
I served as Deputy Communications Director with the Financial Services Committee, dealing with banking regulations, mortgage reform, insurance issues. And kind of seeing the way the monster worked up in D.C. convinced me of the need for state action. Because there's no way Washington's going to fix itself.
No.
It has to take leaders from the outside to force them back. And to restore the Constitution from the state level.
So when you were in Washington, D.C. as the associate or the assistant communications director for the Financial Services Committee, you got to see from the inside the corridors of power, and you didn't like what you saw there. You had opportunities, though, to get a great gig at a think tank. I mean, these young guys are making 60, 70 grand, and they got great expense accounts. Why in the world would you come back here to run for this seat?
To me, it has to be about the cause. It's about trying to make a difference in this world. And again, I see the way the country is now. And we're in a situation where after decades of mismanagement from both political parties, we've strayed way beyond the vision the Founding Fathers had for this country. And I believe that if we don't have people acting now who have those core convictions, who understand economics, who understand Frederick Bastiat, who read the works of Alexander Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, then we're not going to be able to restore America to its past greatness.
We're going to talk some details with Tho Bishop running for House District 6 along with 3 other Republicans. It's a crowded race, and you're going to get a chance to meet all of them right here. Tonight we have Tho Bishop. We'll be right back. The Burnie Thompson Show Whiskey Rebellion is brought to you by Diver's Den. Thinking about diving? Explore the Gulf with its reefs and underwater wrecks with Diver's Den. Do a discovery dive with the best instructors. Online at diversdenpcb.com. Panama City Barbershop. In the heart of Panama City, near the water tower. A traditional barbershop with my barber and friend TG. Online at pcbarbershop.com. Gulf Imaging. Have your doctor refer you to the #1 diagnostic facility in Bay County for MRIs, CAT scans, and digital mammography. GulfImagingOpenMRI.com. Waterstone Apartments. Each home includes full-size washers and dryers, spacious walk-in closets, and high-end appliances. Waterstone Apartments on North Jenks in Panama City.
Gerard Verga fights for justice every day. As a family man who grew up in our community, Mr. Verga wants to bring those values back to our justice system. Vote Verga on August 26th. Political ad paid for and approved by Gerard Verga for judge.
Hi, I'm Jay.
And I'm Katie.
Is your check engine light on?
At Gears, we will check it for free.
Don't pay for a diagnostics.
At Gears, we will check it for free.
Transmission services for $49.95.
Free shuttle service in our Gears limo.
Come let my daddy fix your car.
Find out what's shaking at Lowe's House of Bourbon at the Shrimp Boat Restaurant. Lowe's House of Bourbon, located above the Shrimp Boat Restaurant in historic St. Andrews.
Hi, I'm Darrell Day.
And I'm Burnie Thompson.
You know, we both proudly served our nation in uniform.
And we still serve today on the radio, expanding freedom and protecting the family budget.
And using the airwaves to educate, enlighten, and entertain, and sometimes irritate.
So join us every day and link arms, and let's do our part to restore this republic.
Join me each morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m.
And join me from 11 to 2 on Talk Radio 101.
Protection, inviting, clarity, comforting. It's your portal to an outside world, and it's probably something you have not given much thought to. Glass is a part of our lives. It's all around us, all the time. The Glass Center has presented the finest in glass installation in Bay County since 1983. From your business to your community, to your automobile, to your home. The Glass Center is the leader in technology and innovation for all things glass in your life.
With Tho Bishop, a candidate for House District 6, there are 4 Republican candidates, and the primary election is coming up quickly. It'll be on August 26. 8 days prior, though, you'll get a chance to vote early. And if you go to bayvotes.org, you can find out if indeed you're registered to vote, because in the state of Florida, it's what's called a closed primary. You must be a Republican, a registered Republican, to vote in the Republican primary. And you can find out if you are at bayvotes.org, and you must be registered, by the way, as a Republican no later than July 28th if you want to vote in the Republican primary. There are 4 candidates: Thelma Rohan, Jay Trumbull, Melissa Hagan, and tonight we have Tho Bishop. Tho, thanks for being with us.
I was glad to be here.
I want to ask you a little bit about what you think separates you from the other candidates. They are all they all have a lot of support, and they are pretty qualified.
Absolutely, and they're deserving of that support. You know, Bay County is really blessed, I think, to have a very good crop of candidates vying for this position. Thelma Rohan's been a leader in this community for a long time now, and Melissa Hagan did a wonderful work with the Advanced Technology Center at Gulf Coast. But I think what kind of separates me from the pack is that, I'm the only one in this race that's actually dealt with economic legislation. Up in Washington, I was working closely, dealing with things like the Job Act, which actually helped capital formation, which is a big issue right now with our small businesses. We've dealt with insurance issues, banking regulations. And I've seen firsthand the way that regulation legislation and regulations often pass selling, a great bill of goods, but ends up having a much more devastating effect in the real economy. And more often than not, ends up benefiting the most politically powerful and well off. And that's what we can't afford here in Florida anymore.
Well, and I know you, though, and I know that you are an Austrian economist, and that is to say, you are somebody who believes in free markets. You are opposed to crony capitalism. That is one of your pet peeves.
Absolutely.
And one of my pet peeves. And in full disclosure, I want to let you know that I have endorsed Tho Bishop for House District 6, and I want to make that very clear and transparent. everybody's going to get an equal opportunity to come on this program and make their case to you for the vote. But I have endorsed Tho Bishop and will continue to do so because I know you and I know that you believe in free markets. And how would you describe crony capitalism, crony Republicans? What is your problem with that, though?
Well, to me, when you have legislatures trying to decide which industry should thrive in the state or subsidizing, certain people at the expense of others. Because anytime the government spends money, they must take it away from someone else.
Right.
And so it's easy to sell the benefits of, okay, we're going to give a certain company $1 million in incentives and money to start their own business. Oh, and look at all the jobs we'll create. Well, it goes back to the economics of one lesson, the seen and unforeseen.
Yeah.
To take, first you have to take that $1 million in taxes from somewhere else. And I don't care if it's Barack Obama talking about green jobs or Republicans trying to talk about high-tech jobs or an industry like that. Whenever the government, whenever legislatures are placing them in the position to decide what jobs are best for their area, and then it's cronyism.
They're picking winners and losers.
Exactly. That's not the way the free market works. And Republicans can claim to be capitalists all they want. If they don't stand true to the market, then they're abusing the term.
I like to say that dollars ought to be earned and not awarded. And when they're earned, you're going to have prosperity in the free market. When they're awarded, you have politicians deciding who gets what. And that's what I call crony capitalism. And we've got way too much of that in America, don't you think? Tho Bishop, tell me a little bit about your vision. You hear a lot, and we only have a little bit of time here, but you hear a lot about high-tech jobs. Are you against high-tech jobs, though?
I love high-tech jobs, but I also love restaurant jobs. I love service industry jobs. I love fishing jobs. The legislature should not be making decisions on what's best for the community. The market should be. And what I want to see is leveling the playing field for everyone. I'm frustrated when the Republican Party keeps passing record-high budgets in the state of Florida. That's wrong, because the more money we spend is money that's going to have to come from the people in some way, either be it through taxation, through fees, through other revenue generators.
Then why are you running as a Republican?
Because I believe the Republican Party should stand for small government, for individual liberty. And I believe that you're seeing across the country a renaissance in that Goldwater type of thinking. And I want to be a part of the solution to make the Republican Party a beacon for good for this country and to have it being the catalyst for restoring this republic.
Find out more about Tho Bishop, candidate for House District 6, at thobishop.com. We'll be right back with more in just a moment. The Bernie Thompson Show Whiskey Rebellion is brought to you by Diver's Den. Thinking about diving? Explore the Gulf with its reefs and underwater wrecks with Diver's Den. Do a discovery dive with the best instructors. Online at diversdenpcb.com. Panama City Barbershop, in the heart of Panama City, near the Water Tower, a traditional barbershop with my barber and friend TG. Online at pcbarbershop.com. Gulf Imaging. Have your doctor refer you to the #1 diagnostic facility in Bay County for MRIs, CAT scans, and digital mammography. GulfImagingOpenMRI.com. Waterstone Apartments. Each home includes full-size washers and dryers, spacious walk-in closets, and high-end appliances. Waterstone Apartments on North Jenks in Panama City.
Hi, I'm Darrell Day.
And I'm Burnie Thompson.
We both proudly served our nation in uniform.
And we still serve today on the radio, expanding freedom and protecting the family budget.
And using the airwaves to educate, enlighten, and entertain, and sometimes irritate.
So join us every day and link arms, and let's do our part to restore this republic.
Join me each morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m.
And join me from 11 to 2 on Talk Radio 101.
Find out what's shaking at Lowe's House of Bourbon at the Shrimp Boat Restaurant. Lowe's House House of Bourbon, located above the Shrimp Boat Restaurant in historic St. Andrews. Protection, inviting, clarity, comforting. It's your portal to an outside world, and it's probably something you have not given much thought to. Glass is a part of our lives. It's all around us, all the time. The Glass Center has presented the finest in glass installation in Bay County since 1983. From your business to your community, to your automobile, to your home, the Glass Center is the leader in technology and innovation for all things glass in your life.
Gerard Verga fights for justice every day. As a family man who grew up in our community, Mr. Verga wants to bring those values back to our justice system. Vote Verga on August 26th. Political ad paid for and approved by Gerard Verga for judge.
The House District 6 primary election for the Republicans is coming up very soon, August 26th. As a matter of fact, find out more details at bayvotes.org. You're going to get a chance to meet all 4 Republican candidates, and eventually you're going to meet all of the candidates in the general election, which takes place November 6th. But tonight, we've got Tho Bishop. And Tho, I want to ask you a little bit about the Republican Party, because it seems to me there's a bit of a break going on, or at least a conflict. Mm-hmm. How would you describe that?
There very much is. And again, I came to Washington really at the Tea Party wave, when the Republicans took the majority in 2011. And what you're seeing right now, and again, the Eric Cantor, David Brat race was a great example of that, is that for the longest time, the Republican Party, more often than not, was representing, they were being, you could put it as being pro-business over being pro-market.
Right. And what's the difference?
When you're pro-business, you're supporting certain industries. For example, going back to the crony capitalism, subsidizing
the beer issue
in the state of Florida, you saw that put on very well by the Florida Senate, where they were had the craft brewery bill, which benefited very powerful beer distributors at the expense of small brewers, small local brewers. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, that's kind of the big business Republican branch. To me, I'm on the other side. I believe that the biggest problem we have is it's a separation from that free market. It's that government is starting to pick way too many winners and losers. And I don't care if that's on something like the beer issue, or when we have the government subsidizing certain forms of energy, mm-hmm. or when you have an XM Bank up in Washington that subsidizes certain exporters and importers. All of that is wrong. So what we need is free markets, rules that apply to everyone fairly, and to get government out of the way. So
that the consumers decide, not the politicians.
Absolutely. There's no more greater force in organizing the economy than the market itself. It's the only area where every single participant has an equal role.
Well, let me ask you this. There's one of your challengers mm-hmm. in this race, Jay Trumbull, is pushing for, I believe he's pushing for high-tech jobs. Mm-hmm. High-tech jobs in the sense of he wants to bring a government grant to Bay County to have high-tech internet at colleges and businesses. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with that?
The problem here is it's multifaceted. For one, you're having a certain industry benefit. And in this, we're not even talking about really high-tech jobs as a whole, but a medical data processing. And I love, again, I'm fully supportive of that industry. I want it to thrive here in Bay County. But we shouldn't have, again, builders and restaurateurs and other people subsidizing that one industry. Mm-hmm. They're doing well enough by themselves. And again, it's the idea that legislatures should be able to pick winners and losers of the economy. So instead, we need to be looking at ways to deregulate the internet, to have better service for anyone. If you look at the internet quality amongst that impacts the entire economy, mm-hmm. you're seeing a monopoly system where industry leaders like Comcast and Time Warner, which mm-hmm. are now merging, are crowding out competition using regulations. Mm-hmm. That's the real issue here. It's government intervention that has created a lower quality service through their manipulations.
I'm going to ask the challengers the same questions about you, mm-hmm. but let's take another one. Melissa Hagan, mm-hmm. she said that one of her top priorities is to subsidize affordable housing. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with that?
Well, the problem there is that, again, government shouldn't be providing any sort of service like that, because the best way to provide affordable housing is to let builders themselves build the property, not having government grants go through political channels and have certain builders subsidized. And what the biggest problem with subsidized housing is that it ends up actually creating slums and creates worse environments for those very people that's designed to help. And when people start looking on the jobs aspect of saying, oh, well, it builds all these construction jobs. Well, I mean, we saw that firsthand with the housing boom and housing bubble, that a lot of those jobs end up being temporary. And what you actually have is a misallocation of resources that ends up depressing the actual larger economy. That's a big issue for me.
Very interesting. Yeah, your other challenger, Thelma Rohan, she said that she wants to stop Common Core. Do you agree with her?
I do. But it's not enough to simply say, okay, I'm against this one project, Common Core. The problem is it's the larger increase for standardized testing as a whole. And I don't care if you call it FCAT, No Child Left Behind, or Common Core. That's what the American education system's been going towards. We need to reverse that trend. What I want to see is more innovation in the education sector. I want to take Florida's current existing virtual school system, which I think is a great product, and actually enhance that role in the sector, in public schooling that we have today. We should be creating hybrids of brick and mortar schools with the competition of virtual schools, so we have a more dynamic system for everyone.
So very quickly, in 30 seconds, what would be your priorities?
My number one priority is licensing reform. And it's not a very sexy subject, but what it does is actually it helps empower people to start their own businesses, to start their own jobs, to pursue their own careers. And getting government out of the way in that sector in particular, I think is the best way to enhance the economy in the state of Florida, in Bay County, and largely the nation as a whole.
Tho Bishop, thank you very much. Appreciate you being with us. House District 6, you're going to meet all of the candidates right here tonight. We have Tho Bishop. Stick around, because next you're going to see the Fireside Chat Challenge. I'm going to be challenged by a viewer from Lowe's House of Bourbon, coming right up. Don't go anywhere. The Burnie Thompson Show Whiskey Rebellion is brought to you by Diver's Den. Thinking about diving? Explore the Gulf with its reefs and underwater wrecks with Diver's Den. Do a discovery dive with the best instructors. Online at diversdenpcb.com. Panama City Barbershop, in the heart of Panama City, near the water tower, a traditional barbershop with my barber and friend TG. Online at pcbarbershop.com. Gulf Imaging. Have your doctor refer you to the #1 diagnostic facility in Bay County for MRIs, CAT scans, and digital mammography. GulfImagingOpenMRI.com. Waterstone Apartments. Each home includes full-size washers and dryers, spacious walk-in closets, and high-end appliances. Waterstone Apartments on North Jenks in Panama City.
Protection, inviting, clarity, comforting. It's your portal to an outside world, and it's probably something you have not given much thought to. Glass is a part of our lives. It's all around us, all the time. The Glass Center has presented the finest in glass installation in Bay County since 1983. From your business to your community, to your automobile, to your home, the Glass Center is the leader in technology and innovation for all things glass in your life. Find out what's shaking at Lowe's House of Bourbon at the Shrimp Boat Restaurant. Lowe's House of Bourbon, located above the Shrimp Boat Restaurant in historic St. Andrews.
Hey Burnie, my name's Angela, and even though I'm a Democrat, I've actually seen your show on a few occasions. Now I've heard you say multiple times that Democrats hate Republicans more than they love America. Do you have any idea how insulting that is? Do you even know what you're talking about? Democrats have done a lot to move this country forward. They've helped the poor and with civil rights, and they have done so much that proves they love America. What have Republicans done lately to move this country forward? Unless you have some evidence that Democrats actually hate America, then you need to stop saying that.
Well, Angela, this is not your Tip O'Neill Democrats or even your JFK Democrats anymore, is it? And I'll tell you what I miss most in this fundamentally transformed United States of America. I miss Democrats. If you take a look at the reasons I say this, I miss Democrats because they used to stand with me when it came to civil liberties. Back when George Bush was checking on those library books, now Democrats are leading the charge for a police state, a surveillance state. It doesn't make any sense. Look at Benghazi, still no answers. Look at Fast and Furious, running AK-47s and thousands of guns to the Mexican drug cartel. Take a look at a president who replenishes our enemy by giving back 5 Taliban leaders in exchange for a soldier who walked off his post 5 days before we got the soldier. There's so much wrong with all of this, Angela. And I think that right now, it seems to me the Democrats are engaged in full-blown idolatry. It's beyond partisanship, and it's got to change. It's okay to not like Republicans. It's not okay to turn off your brain. Why don't we all just be Americans? And you can submit your video fireside chat challenge at Burnie@BurnieThompson.com. And here at Lowe's House of Bourbon, they've got 4 Roses single barrel private label bourbon. I was here for the tasting of it. You can only get it here at Lowe's House of Bourbon, located right above the shrimp boat. I'm Burnie Thompson. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. The Burnie Thompson Show Whiskey Rebellion is brought to you by Diver's Den. Thinking about diving? Explore the Gulf with its reefs and underwater wrecks with Diver's Den. Do a discovery dive with the best instructors. Online at diversdenpcb.com. Panama City Barbershop, in the heart of Panama City, near the Water Tower, a traditional barbershop with my barber and friend TG. Online at pcbarbershop.com. Gulf Imaging. Have your doctor refer you to the #1 diagnostic facility in Bay County for MRIs, CAT scans, and digital mammography. GulfImagingOpenMRI.com. Waterstone Apartments. Each home includes full-size washers and dryers, spacious walk-in closets, and high-end appliances. Waterstone Apartments on North Jenks in Panama City.